Hello there, Perhacs here, and welcome to the Power of the Present. In this short video, I'm going to discuss with you a powerful concept. A concept so powerful that it'll literally change your life if you understand what I'm talking about. And again, I'm very happy to bring this information to you because I know that it works. This information is sponsored by dynamicmentalentrainment.com. So if you have any questions about how you can maximize your life, go to dynamicmentalentrainment.com and you're going to get a lot of great information there as well. But let's get started, shall we? The past does not predict your future. There's a lot of theories out there. There's a lot of people out there, and I talk to people on an ongoing basis, and probably the biggest thing that they tell me is that they're being restricted in life because of their past, and that there was the way they were raised, or there was some kind of issue that came up that they could not excel. And the fact of the matter is, the past does not predict your future. Let's talk a little bit and understand what that really means. We selectively remember both good and bad from our past. Oftentimes we make the good better than it was, and we make the bad worse than it was. And we reflect back on why we have limitations today based on the past. But the fact of the matter is, the past is gone. There's nothing we can do about that. There's nothing we can do about any things that we did in the past that were non-productive, negative challenges. It doesn't matter if you have been to Yale or if you've been to jail. It's all in the past. It has no reflection on where you're at today, because by the same token, the person that went to Yale 10 years ago, and of course if you don't know, it's an Ivy League school, they could be committing crimes right now. By the same token, the guy that was in jail 10 years ago could have started his own business. He's on the right path. So again, the past does not equal the future. Let me go in a little bit more so that you understand what that means. You got to analyze from the here and now. It's the only way you can do it. It's the only thing you have. Eckhart Tolle did a book called The Power of Now, and I've listened to a lot of his tapes and read his book, and there's some great points there. But I think the key point is that you have to start from where you are, which is obviously the present. Analyzing the here and now is more reliable because, number one, you have access to the people involved. Let's say you had a challenge in your past with a parent and they're no longer around. Well, you can't access them. They're gone. They're not going to be able to contribute. Also, the data is recent, so you're less likely to forget important facts. I mean, if you had a discussion with somebody yesterday, you remember pieces of it. If you had a discussion a week ago, a month ago, a year ago, you remember even less. So when you go from where you're at right now, the data is recent, it's fresh, it's new. The data is relevant because it describes you as the person you are today, not the person you were 20, 30, 40 years ago. It doesn't matter. And in order to get better, you can only go from where you are today. Yesterday doesn't matter. Many people believe the way my parents raised me caused me to become the way I am. And it's true, and by the same token, it's not true, and I'm going to prove to you exactly why that is. People have the victim mentality. So many people that I'd speak to, so many people that give me or send me emails will tell me how broke they are, will tell me how they would love to buy something from me, but they can't afford it. They'll tell me how they would like to do something online, but they don't have money, or they don't have education, or they're in another country. That it's a victim mentality which does not serve you. Do not do things that do not serve you. This only creates anger and depression. Consider this. Many people whose childhoods were as bad or worse than yours do not have your challenges. Think about that. Many people with the same challenges as you had childhoods better than yours. And many people with the same challenges as you had childhoods worse than yours. What does that tell you? That the past does not equal the future. It just doesn't. The victim mentality continued. Consider the following questions and answers about your childhood. Now, I really want you to focus on this, folks, because this is the meat of what I'm going to talk about. Because when you ask these questions, it frees your mind so that you understand what's holding you back. Nothing is holding you back because you're starting fresh. Each day you wake up, it's a new day. It's a new way. Question: did you do everything your parents told you? Answer: of course not. It's just not possible. I didn't do everything my parents told me. You didn't do everything your parents told you. Did you disobey everything they said? Of course not. You pick and choose what you were doing. Did you choose what to follow and what to rebel against? Absolutely. Everyone has done this. This is so important that you understand it, because we are being molded. We are molded, obviously, by the people that we work with, our parents, and everything like that. But ultimately, were there kids who had it tougher than you and came out better than you? I think this is a really good question, because a lot of times people say how bad their childhood was. They had all these problems, and parental or whatever the case might be, people beating them up. But the fact is, there were kids that had it tougher than you, and they came out better than you. Were there kids who had it better than you and came out worse? Of course. So where does that put you? That puts you in a place that you can understand because of one simple fact. The bottom line is that you are the result of your own decisions. I'm the result of mine. Every human being is a result of his or her own free will choices. We are not victims. And in this short video, I wanted to get this point across to you, that you've really got to reflect. And this is sometimes the hardest thing to do, because we don't want to take responsibility for our choices a lot of times. We want to make it sound like somebody else dictated policy to us, and so we are a victim based on that, whether it's a racial issue, whether it's some type of socioeconomic issue, whether it's an education issue. The fact is, the buck does stop here. You and I both are a result of our own decisions. The question I have for you is, are you going to make the right decisions from this day forward in order to improve your life, make your life better? It's that simple. Now, obviously, it's going to, wherever you're at, you have to take that, and then you have to make the right choices from here on out. Does that mean all the choices are going to be correct? Absolutely not. But I think I can help you. The solution, one of the solutions, if you're interested in maximizing your life, is you can get a 14-day trial for only $1 to my dynamic mental entrainment program. Again, 14 days for $1. Try it out for 2 weeks. If you like it, you continue. If you don't like it, you cancel. No big deal. But you're going to find a lot of great techniques that you can use that coincide with this video training and give you an understanding of how you can really become a powerful source and a powerful force in your own life. That's www.dynamicmentalentrainment.com. Thanks for watching, and have a fantastic day. So long.